Gogo, unjani?
Hi, akhona now I see.
Diyaphila, nice to see you.
Hi, diyabona.
Oh man.
Johannesburg is South Africa's largest city and economic hub. It is home to millions and contributes a significant portion of national GDP. But decades of neglect, rapid urbanization, and shifting political coalitions have left the city struggling to maintain basic services. Critics say Joburg is on a cliff edge with continued declining services. Water cuts are part of life, and electricity remains unreliable in many parts of the city. The roads are evidently in poor condition. Residents complain of worsening service delivery, and data confirms that. In an election year, the focus is on who will and can fix Joburg, or as we residents affectionately know it, as Josie.
Well, firstly, I can't speak Xhosa really well at all. No. If I have to make a small speech in Xhosa, I have to really work at it.
Got it.
I can't stand up and do anything spontaneously.
But you know the basics.
I know the basics, and I know the grammar. I probably know the grammar better than most Xhosa-speaking people who just speak it instinctively.
Look at you, Helen. Look at you. Listen, Helen, we're obviously on our way. You are running for Joburg mayor.
Yes,
You've been selected
indeed.
as the candidate to run for Johannesburg.
For the DA, yeah.
And I can't wait to spend the day with you and for you to speak to us about what you think that's going wrong in the city and how we could possibly fix it. But before we sort of get to that point, you know, when I think of you, I always think of one of the strong ones. Not just because of what you've built politically and also just as a woman in the political landscape, but also because, you know, I always say in my line of work, every single day I'm literally catching my breath with what's happening in the political landscape in South Africa. So much has been going on, and it's forever evolving, ever constantly changing. And you've obviously been in the space decades ago and then transitioned into politics. I really want to know, how are you? And when's Anjani? How do you do it?
I am very well, and I'm having a much more relaxed life than I used to when I had small children and was the mayor and the leader of the DA at the same time. I've got two jobs still, I really do have, because I'm chair of the Federal Council still,
yes.
And I am the mayoral candidate, which is a full-time job. I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving being back in Joburg. I'm loving the people. And I'm loving the weather.
Amazing.
I find Joburg people unbelievably friendly.
I beg to differ. And then obviously you've mentioned, you know, outwardly that you are ready and as fit as you've ever been at your big girl age. Talk to us about this.
No, I'm blessed with good health. And so far, you know, I mean, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You take each day as it comes.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed with a lot of energy, perhaps too much. The people who live with me have to suffer from the surfeit of energy, so I think they're quite glad to have me out of the house. And I love challenges.
Speaking of challenges, do you really believe that you can fix the city?
Well, look, I can't fix it. No one individual can fix it. We've got a great team.
Yeah.
And I think there are still some serious professionals in the professional staff of the city of Cape Town, I mean of the city of Joburg, in the civil service, in the public service of Joburg. I think there are still some really good professionals, but they are outnumbered by the guys who are in there to try and line their pockets, I'm afraid. So there is syndicated corruption in the city of Joburg.
Yeah.
I have got a really good team, and it's a very experienced team, and it's a team that is really well versed in Joburg. We've got the best chance that anyone has of trying to fix Joburg.
Before getting into the how with your team, you know, you've outwardly said that you really want to get Joburg back on its feet again because of its dying infrastructure, you know, its water, its roads, basic things, the robots. Why do you think that you are the best candidate to fix this, and how would you fix it, especially from a financial point of view?
Well, the infrastructure maintenance backlog, is 200 billion. And the entire budget of the city is close to 90 billion per year. So it's more than double the annual budget just for the maintenance backlog. Now, you know, that's just impossible. And that's what happens when you don't do maintenance for decades, right?
Yeah.
That's where you sit with. So you can't plan like the mayor of Cape Town can for expansion and growth and development because you've kept up with your maintenance for decades. You have to, in fact, look at how you prevent current systems from collapsing in Joburg, like the water infrastructure, before you can think of expanding or developing new wastewater treatment plants or doing all of those things that are going to be critical for Joburg. We have to prevent the core 22 water systems that are near death from collapsing entirely.
I guess that puts into perspective why you say that Joburg is a little bit more trickier than what Cape Town what Cape Town is.
First of all, Joburg's much bigger. Secondly, Joburg has been under the ANC for far longer. And that's not good news for a city, because it means that you end up with the neglect that we've got in Joburg, and the backlogs that we've got in Joburg, and the corruption that we've got in Joburg. And so this beautiful city has really been neglected. In Joburg, I think the middle management especially has become kind of employment bureau for ANC cadres, and that's going to be very difficult. They are not going to want DA government, and they're going to make life very difficult, I predict.
What would your first 100 days look like, considering the backlog that we spoke about?
Look, the most critical thing in Joburg is the finances, and that we don't have the right skills in the right places. Now, you can't fix that in 100 days. That is the core problem, but you can't fix it, I don't think, in a year or two even. So there are lots of things you have to do that people can't actually see. For example, one of the most important things to do would be to ring fence the finances for water, for electricity, for refuse removal, and for all the utility services, so that there's some money to fix them. Now, ring fencing takes a while, and you've got to deal with how you ring fence it, where you ring fence it, where the line function of the budget is it in the entities, is it in the city? All of these things no one from the outside sees, but it's incredibly important to get it right. So obviously we'd like to do some quick things in the first 100 days. Ironically, the most affordable thing to do would be to fix the traffic lights, because we've calculated that as being the cost of about 85 million, which in a budget like, I know that sounds an absurdly large amount of money, but in a budget like the city of Johannesburg, that isn't a large amount of money. But you see, you've got to go through supply chain properly. You've got to make sure that there aren't anybody manipulating tenders. You've got to make sure that you do all of that properly, and it takes more than 100 days. You've got to make sure that you're diagnosing what the problem is. You're spending all your maintenance budget on fixing things that shouldn't be broken.
South Africans obviously have lost confidence because of the deteriorating nature of what's happened in their country and to themselves personally, and being governed by the government we're being governed by. What would you say to someone who does not believe that you are an honest politician, like you say?